This is really important because, as I said, the cold. Welcome back to the Great North. As you can see, today we're doing a little bit of mower maintenance. Today we're going to be talking about how to winterize things for your lawn season coming into the winter to make sure things are all working correctly in the spring. So we're just going to go over a quick checklist. This is just going to be a short video. I think most of the videos I do in the winter are going to be a short video, nothing really super in depth. So without further ado, let's start with your mower first. So number one, if you have a push mower, one of the most important things you can do is just clean it all down, make sure that it's all cleaned and tidied up. You can also fold it up. A lot of the newer mowers fold up a lot better than this one does, but you can fold everything up. And then finally, if your mower does have an electric start, if your mower does have a battery, remove it. And take it indoors, because that will the cold and the sitting will definitely kill the battery. Finally, with gas, I tend to be one to put stabilizer in the gas because we have only ethanol fuel up here in Canada. I tend to put stabilizer in my gas just to make sure it's going to last over the winter. And then normally it's good to maybe start it up once during the winter, just let it run a little bit just to get things kind of going. So that's what I'm doing to the big boy today. So if you have a riding mower, number one most important thing is give it a wash. So a lot of people like to leave crap all over the mower deck and it really makes a friggin' mess. So give it a wash. Give it a nice clean wash at the end of the year. So as you can see, I gave this a wash, but it's still a little bit dirty. We had the tree fall and we were using it during that a little bit at the end. And then I will continue to clean this over the winter. I normally do a full engine clean every winter, as well as taking off the mower deck, sharpening the blades, and cleaning all that up as well. So big thing you want to do with riding mower, take out your battery. Now these batteries, they only last a couple years max if you leave them out in the cold. We left them out in the cold for the first 3 years we had it, and the battery only lasted 3 years. So ever since we started taking it in, it's been a lot better. So first thing you got to do is find the wrench sizes for your positive and your negative. So for those of you who don't know, the positive is always the red side and the negative is always the black side. Now, a big important thing, you don't want to touch the positive and the negative at the same time. That's how you zap yourself. So make sure that you're only touching one or the other, because if you only have a positive charge flowing through you, you're not going to get electrocuted. Same if you only have a negative charge flowing through you, we're not going to get electrocuted. But when you arc between the two, that's when you get electrocuted. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to take the leads off of the battery. So this is really important because, as I said, the cold really messes with these batteries. As you know, the cold messes with your battery in your car, and this is pretty much just the same thing. The cold messes with this battery. But the difference is you're not running this in the winter unless you are using your riding mower to do snow removal, which we do not. And in that case, your battery sitting all winter without being run, it's really harmful to the battery. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your what's this called, ratchet, put it on the side with the bolt or the nut. Then you're gonna take your wrench, put it on the side with the bolt, and then you're just gonna loosen it off briefly, and then get in there with your finger and just back it off. This is how you take the battery out of your X300 to winterize it. Other than this, there's not really much else winterizing that I would suggest for your X300 other than I'll have it linked in the description of this video, what I'm going to do to my mower deck to winterize it. And I'll be making a full series about that throughout the year, about how to winterize your X300 mower deck. So all this is just simple. You just take the leads off, no different than a car battery. Now what I like to do before I bring this inside is give it a little wipe. So I normally tend to do that first, just because it's normally an absolute mess from being in here all year. And then finally, after you've removed both the leads, all you have to do is just this little strap here. You pull back on it, and it just comes out and around like that. And then your battery should just lift out just like that. And that's it, folks. It's that simple. That is how you remove your battery from your X300 to winterize it. So now you remove that, just kind of bend the leads back in. Make sure that you kind of hook this strap back in just so you don't lose it for the spring. And close down your hood. And that's your X300 battery winterized. Now it's time for fuel additive. So without further ado, let's get into the fuel additive. But just before we do that, let's finish up cleaning this battery. So you don't really have to move this into like your kitchen or anything like that. Mainly, just move it to a warm area. So I'm gonna move it to my furnace room in my basement. And I'm moving a whole bunch of other lawn stuff there as well. So I'm gonna take this in. So besides your mower battery, if you have any battery powered tools, like I have, battery powered trimmer, battery powered blower, take those batteries inside as well. So what I tend to like to do is I give them a full charge. So I give both of them a full charge just before the winter, and then I set them inside. That charge only diminishes throughout the year, and then I reuse them till they're empty, and then give them another full charge in the spring. So that's what I do with all of my lawn tools. I am going to end up putting a battery charger inside this year because we have that outlet from the pipe that we installed this year, and that collects leaves throughout the winter. So I want to just blow that out a couple times a year, and we kind of get a little bit of freeze thaw where we are located. So there's normally a couple opportunities throughout the year where there's no snow that we can blow it out and clean it out. So second, to finish up winterizing your mower, we need to do some fuel additive. So what I tend to try to do is get it to run as low as fuel as possible. So as you can see, the fuel line is about right here. So we don't have much fuel left in this. For those of you who don't know, I believe the tank on the X300 is about 4.5 liters. Now, the reason that you have to add fuel stabilizer just like this is because they put ethanol in your fuel now. So ethanol is a corn-based product, and it only has a shelf life of about 30 days. So when you have fuel in your mower, the fuel can go bad, and then once that fuel goes bad, when you run it through your machine, it has a lot of water and crap in it because the ethanol is separated, and that can cause problems in the future, cleaning out carbs and stuff like that. So that is why you need to add your fuel additive to keep the machine running well. So this is right here, as you can see, at 100 milliliters for every 30 liters to preserve the gasoline for 6 months. So this is only, well, we'll call it maybe a liter. So if we divide 100 by 30, then we can figure out how much to put in a liter. So here, as you can see, we're almost at 25. So I'm just gonna pour till we get to the 15 because we're getting close to 30, and I don't like how much we have in there. I want less, so I'm just gonna pour a little bit in. So guys, now that you've added that little bit of stabilizer, I would recommend doing this a little bit earlier in the season. I'm a little bit late right now, and then just running it through the engine just to kind of make sure that all the fuel that may be sitting in the engine is getting stabilized. And it also kind of mixes it around in the tank. But for now, that's in there. I'm gonna slide the mower back, and it should mix around in the tank. That's all winterized. So number one, remove your battery. Number two, make sure you stabilize your fuel. And then later in the year, early spring, I tend to do all of the maintenance on the mower deck. And if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe. I'll do videos about all that. So without further ado, that is ready for the year. Time to say goodbye. Now, there is more than just winterizing machines. You need to winterize your materials. So if you guys have any fertilizer left over, I would bring it inside just to be on the safe side. Freezing and thawing is not great for it. The biggest thing to bring inside is grass seed. If you have a large bag of grass seed left over, make sure to bring it inside. It really helps preserve the shelf life of that grass seed. If you have any spraying equipment like this, make sure that there's no water left in it. You don't want all the valves and stuff to freeze up and you end up losing things like that. Make sure that you drain all your hoses and empty them all out. That is one of the most important things. Shut off all your hoses, at your house. Make sure you remove all your sprinkler timers off the outside of your house. Make sure that you haven't left any soakers or anything outside running. So I have done all that early in October when we got our first freeze. And then finally, your chems. So this is more for you guys in the States, but if you have any lawn chemicals like Killex or anything like that, make sure to remove them and bring them inside to preserve their shelf life. It really just helps keep them growing longer by taking them inside. Leaving them outside, they can freeze and thaw, and then the concentrate doesn't become as good as possible. So taking them inside is always just the best out of it all. Make sure to take that inside. So without further ado, that's it for winterizing maintenance. Let me just give you a quick show about what's going on outside, especially after we got hit by the tornado. So today is currently December 24th. We are definitely supposed to get a white Christmas. We're supposed to get about 20 centimeters of snow tonight, and it is just starting to snow today. It rained all morning and the chilled air is starting to come in. So let me give you a little bit of update on what is going on with the tornado. So lawn, first of all, on this side yard is looking rough. The amount of traffic that we are getting through here, especially we are going to get in the spring once they have to bring in the telehandler to replace the trusses on our roof, this whole area is going to get destroyed. So our plan is that hopefully this is either this is going to be regraded, to probably resodded all the way down from the edge of the backyard here. This mess is caused by the work they did on this tree. So it's about -10 when they did that, and as you can see, they cut off a whole bunch of the upper branches on that tree, and just to kind of take the weight off this main stem. This main stem is not very healthy anymore because of the amount that it lost. So hopefully the tree will stay healthy. We don't want to stress it out too much. We're trying to keep it as healthy as possible. So that is why they took all that off the main stem, just kind of reduce the weight and the swaying and the wind to make sure we're not going to get another event like this. This branch that came off this way was also damaged by the windstorm and was rotted out quite a bit. So we made the executive decision to take that off so it didn't end up on this portion of the house later throughout the winter. We tend to get a lot of heavy wet snow here, especially in December, and we don't want any more weight hanging on this tree. We don't want to lose this tree. We love the trees all the way up. We don't want to lose any of them, so we're trying our best. All of the large divots in the lawn is from all of the stuff coming down off the tree, and when they trimmed it, and all the sawdust, and this large divot was from where the tree initially landed, going that way. As for the back lawn, it looked beautiful, folks. Talk about winter domination. The color is holding. This area, as I said, color not holding great. That's because this got a lot of traffic when the tree came down, and the soil here in this spot underneath this tree is not great. So we're definitely working to improve it. It's coming every year, but the color on this side yard, guys, is beautiful. Considering we had almost about 30 centimeters of snow a week ago, the color is holding great. And yes, I am walking on the lawn today, but we have thawed out. At the moment, our freeze is coming. So the color over here looks great. Now, I know some of you probably hate the way this looks. I'm starting to wonder exactly what we did ourselves, but we decided to leave these grasses. Most years we tend to leave them. It gives a little bit of winter interest, something to look at, but as you can see, the heavy snow in early November was not grateful to them. They did not like that. As for the side yard over here, color holding extremely well all the way down. This is what happens, folks. If you have a nice, strong, strengthened lawn, your color will hold all winter. No doubt about it. Folks, as I said, you don't have to do much to your lawn as long as you take care of it. When you reach that next step of high quality grass, high quality turf, the color difference from your lawn to others in the winter is astonishing. Your lawn will be dark green, while all the others are lime green, and that's what we're seeing right now, and that's what we love. Secondly, a little bit of update on the house. Finally, a little bit of update on the house. We did find out that we have broken trusses. We have about 4 of them. and we have tried to open up our other window so we at least have a window for the foreseeable winter. This is not going to be replaced until spring, and there's going to be a lot of work to do. Probably the whole hip of the roof will need to be replaced. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Great Green North. I hope you guys had a happy and restful holiday, and we'll be seeing you throughout January. We're going back into lockdown where we are right now, so we'll be seeing you throughout January with short winter lawn tips or videos about updating about the house and the tornado. And I'm sure I'll do a couple of videos updating you about winter storms. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe if you're looking to take your lawn to the next level this spring. We'll be giving you tips all the way throughout the winter, educating you so that once spring comes, you can get straight into the lawn, straight to the grind, and then I'll keep educating you throughout. If you guys haven't seen my content from last year, I have an entire playlist down below about the 2020 lawn season. Make sure to give all that a watch. There's plenty of great lawn tips in there to get you started into the lawn care hobby. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And from the Great Green North, my name is Murray. Keep it green.
Oh, it's getting chilly, isn't it?